Okay guys, in the previous video we have seen about insertion at beginning. In this video let's talk about insert at end. Okay, this is again very simple. Okay, say I'll take the common example that we assume. So this is 1001. Start variable points to this 1001. So I'll have one more. This is 1000. So this is 1002. All right. Okay, let me have some spaces. This would be enough. 1002 because it points to next node, right? So points to this node address is 1002, and here you have 20,003, and this points to next node because you have 1003 here. So this node address is 1003, and you have 30 and null. Okay, this is our example, right? So insert at end, what do you mean by that? It's very simple. You have to make the new node to be your last node. So let me have the new node here 40, and let me assume it is the address is 5001. It's having null. Very simple, guys. You just have to, okay, for comfortability sake, I'll just write the new node here so that it will be easy for me to link 5001, right? So I just want to make this element as the last element. Only one change you have to make, that is this, the last field's new node should connect to this node, should link to this node, then this element will become the last element. How do you do that? It's very simple. You just have to store the address of this node in this next field. Okay, what I'm meaning here is you just delete this, and if you say 5001 now, and now this will point to this last node. Okay, but how do we do that? First of all, as far as a linked list is concerned, you will get only the starting pointer, guys. Okay, you will get only the starting address. You won't get the last address. Actually, you won't get the last address. So first of all, the important thing to understand here is you have to run a loop. Starting from this up to this, and you have to get the address of the last node. That is very important here. You have to run a loop, and you have to get the address of the last node, because we don't know the address of the last node. You have to traverse through the loop, and list, and you have to get the address of the last node. Let's say I have run the loop, and I have the address as temp1. Okay, so this is my address of the last node. Then it's very simple. Temp1 of next points to new node. Okay, temp1 of next is equal to new node. Okay, it's very simple. Okay, it's very simple. Okay, so this is all about insert at end, and about the insertion at the end algorithm. Okay, insertion an element at the end. Okay, let me manipulate the same code. Okay, I guess I have saved it somewhere. Yes, yeah. So here this code is for insertion at the beginning, which we have written in the previous videos. Okay, let me manipulate this code for insertion at end. Okay, so I'll create a new node and get the value and all. But just delete this core algorithm. Okay, you don't, these two lines I know it paves the way for making the new element as the first node. Okay, so just delete these two lines and manipulate this algorithm to suit for the insertion at the end. Okay, so yeah, this space, I'll leave this space so that I can write some code in it. Okay, so I have the new node here, and I just want to want it as an end node, right? So what you have to do, I told you, you have to run a loop first. Okay, you have to run a loop and go to the last element. Okay, first of all, let me have temp1 to be start. So temp1 will have the value start now, and you have to run the loop, and this is the way to run the loop, to go to the last element, to go until the last element. Okay, and next equal to null, you go up until the last element. You just have to jump all the elements. This loop will do. Okay, so it will jump all the jump element by element, and node by node, and if the last node is encountered, this is the condition for last node, right? Last node, next field should be null. If that is encountered, then stop the loop, and temp1 will be holding the value of the last node. Okay, so last node is very important here, guys. Now then only you can insert an element at the end, right? So last node is very important. Okay, then it's very simple. Temp1 of next should point to the new node. Very, very simple, right? That's it. Then you again make temp1 to point to the start, because we are using that to display all the elements. So you again make the temp1 to point to start. It is not necessary. Okay, temp1 is just a temporary variable. Okay, so what we are basically doing here is we are using a loop to iterate up to the last element, last node, and the last node of the next field of the last node should point to the new node, and new node now will become the last node, and the next field of the last node is no longer null, it is pointing to the new node, and the next field of new node will be having null, because we are not declaring it, we are not writing it, anyway by default it will be having null only. Okay, no worries. Let me run this code and check what happens. Number of nodes is 3, values are 10, 20 and 30. Enter the value which is 40, and yeah, you got 40 at the end. So this is insertion at the end. Okay, I hope it is clear, and thanks a lot for watching. Okay, the last element I'll have null. Okay, so this looks more perfect, right? Okay, thanks a lot for watching, and in the next video we'll implement deletion, I mean insertion after a specific node. All right, so thanks a lot.